devastating Hundred Years' War. Like many other wars, it caused both innovation and devastation throughout Western Europe, and it all began with the union of two powerful figures in the birth of their son.
The marriage between Princess Isabella of France and Edward II of England led to an ominous relationship between their two countries. This relationship was praised as the power couple of their time, and its aim was to unite the two world powers. This powerful couple led to the birth of a son named after his father. However, despite the praise and power of this couple, the lack of love and abundance of corruption created a relationship doomed to cause widespread chaos. So after the birth of their son, Isabella had no need for her husband anymore. Once her son was of age and able to take the crown, she left for France. She then staged a coup on her husband and had her son put into power. Then, to make matters worse, she hired an assassin and had him stab her husband in the butt with a burning poker. One of the first major battles was the Battle of Sluys. The English army was not faring well at first, but managed to turn it around and gain a victory against the French. They smashed the ships with arrows and rocks, and either dumped enemy captives overboard or kept them for ransom. This battle set back France's naval power for many years and made it much easier for Edward III to move his armies inland. One of the major outside forces that was deterring both France and England was the bubonic plague, also known as the Black Death. It originated in East Asia and was transmitted to Europe by means of the Silk Road. This disease decimated the populations of European countries and spread very quickly. Joan of Arc was a young peasant girl living in France during the time of the 100 Years' War. She began hearing voices at the age of 13 and said that they were messages from God.
Joan, go fight the English for me, please.
Joan cut off all her hair and dressed as a boy in order to be allowed to travel to the court of the crown prince, where she convinced him to let her lead an army against the English.
Please, sir, I need to lead this army. The voices in my head told me to. I am here to help you.
Viva France!
The Siege of Orleans was one of the most important battles during the entire course of the war. It began in October of 1428 and ended in May of the following year. The major turn in the events that led to the end of the siege was the arrival of Joan of Arc in April. Even after the great victory at the Siege of Orleans, Joan of Arc wasn't the revered figure we know her as today. She wore men's uniforms to protect herself from molestation and rape, but this was considered heresy at the time. She was sentenced to be burned at the stake and was killed on May 30th, 1431. The Battle of Castellon was the battle that brought about the end of the 100 Years' War. The English were led by John Talbot and the French were led by Jean Beret. The English army was greatly outnumbered by the French, which led to their demise and the death of John Talbot. Important innovations during this time period were inventions such as the cannon, bows, and even early firearms. Knights also gained importance. After the conclusion of the war, both nations began to see their kings in a different way. In England, they began to hate their king because they lost the war and blamed him for everything that they had sacrificed. In France, they admired their king and had a surge of nationalism because they had won the war and it was a great thing throughout the lands. Yes.
Okay. Good evening.
And dead people don't talk.
Marriage.
You can't laugh.
Walk along.
No, just chill. Just stand there, Jenny. You don't have to actually look. Okay.
How do I look? Do I look kingly?
Yes, you look very kingly. Put your shoulders back. Act like a king. Okay. Action whenever you're ready. Count to 3 in your head and then start. Yeah, Lana, you start.
3, 2, 1. Action. I claim this land is mine. Take up this land. It belongs to the king. Says you want dead as for the sort of la presa good. You got a face that could cover up manholes.
Dana!
Out to 3. 120. No dog frighten us, English pig dogs. Go and boil your bottoms, you. Where am I supposed to go? Can I be the demo?
Yes. You'll charge, okay?
I will.
3,